Using your retirement account for emergencies just got much easier. This is actually a pretty big deal. I'm very glad to see this, frankly. And this is from the Wall Street Journal as of July 15th, 2024. From Ashley Ebeling, something like that. You get $1,000 for an emergency of your choice. It could be a doctor's bill or groceries. This is going to make it easier for people to put money into an IRA, a retirement account of some sort, because they have access now for an emergency. It's only $1,000, but $1,000, dude, that can go for a car payment, that can go for a grocery bill, go to get some of your teeth lightened. My pearly yellows. Look, I'm wearing a yellow. Look, yeah, almost identical. One of these days, your old buddy Josh can have white teeth. You're like, what happened, Josh? I said, yeah. Now you're paying attention, aren't you, with my white pearly whites? But now I got my pearly yellows. There, I was like, Josh. Yeah, still a little bit on the whiter side, but they're getting yellower by the day. The IRS has now made it easier to take a limited amount of money from a traditional retirement account, penalty-free, not tax-free, but penalty-free. While previously you could tap your savings without penalty in more limited ways and often with more paperwork, now you can take up to $1,000 for any self-defined emergency. The change comes after the IRS spelled out what counts as an emergency personal or family expense under 2022 retirement law that went into effect this year. Hey, that's very fantastic. They include medical care, funeral expenses, auto repairs, but the key phrase is a catch-all, any necessary emergency. All right, that's fantastic. The $1,000 provision is different from the other retirement withdrawal options because you can just say you have an emergency without specifying what it is. I like it. When you take the money out of a pre-tax retirement account early, you pay income tax and a 10% penalty, unless an exception applies. Taking out $5,000 for adoption expenses doesn't incur a penalty, but it still got to pay tax on it. You still owe a tax on the $1,000 you have to take out, even if you don't have to pay it back, 100%. It's mainly meant for low to moderate income Americans who can't spare $1,000 from a checking or savings account. Many workers find themselves in a pinch and they lack emergency savings. Voya Financial, which has a retirement plan business, is surveying workers about the new $1,000 provision. Some say they're more likely to increase retirement savings, know that they can have an emergency. Yeah, and I trust Voya like I trust friggin' Sniffy Joe. But still, be that as it may, it makes sense. It's like, dude, if you say I have access to 1,000 smackaroonies, it'll make me more likely to put money in. It's just common sense. I actually think it should be $5,000, to be perfectly honest with you, $5,000. And that way you're saying, hey, there's an absolutely no disincentive for anyone to start saving money into a Roth IRA, for instance. None whatsoever. But I need it for emergency. You have access to it for an emergency, dudes. And a Roth, I think they even talk about it here. Check this out. Now it's just optional for employer plans, and not, as of now, not all 401k plans have adopted. I imagine many will say, it's just on the paperwork, but be that as it may. If your account is small, you can't. All right, so right here, you may only take one emergency withdrawal a year. If your account is small, you can't take out as much as the balance would have been then under $1,000. For example, if you have $1,500 saved, you can only take out $500. I don't get it. If you have $1,500, if your account is small, you can't take out so much that the balance would be then under $1,000. Okay, gotcha. All right, there you go. So you have to have at least $1,000 left in there, if that makes sense. All right, I get that. So if you have $1,500, you can only take out $500. You have 3 years from the day of withdrawal to put the money back. All right, but you don't have to. You can take another emergency withdrawal for the 3 years after the year you took the money out, unless you're okay. So you can't take another withdrawal for the 3 years after the year you took the money out. Excuse me, you can't take it out. So if you take out $1,000 this year, you got to wait till year 4 to take out another $1,000. Again, I think it should be $5,000. There isn't a penalty for failing to put the money back in. I think they talk about a 401k Roth as well. You have to pay income tax on the pre-tax emergency cash if you don't put it back. All right, right here. But you don't have. You can claim the exemption to the 10% of tax rate. Okay, but you don't have to do it for Roth. That's one of the things cool. But again, that's what makes it Roth so awesome, because your contributions you can take out anyway. Dude, the Roth is just the way to go, man. But it's good. I like it. I think Canada has something like this. They got the retirement savings plan, RSP, where it's accessible to you for basically any reason whatsoever. I don't quote me on that, because who cares about Canada, right? I mean, Canada, whatever. They're just jealous of us, America, because America crushes. Take that, Canada. Take that, friggin' Europe. We are still where it's at. Anyway, it's good stuff. I love your thoughts. God bless.